Yep.
Yeah.
The other person who's rather a body that is supposed to ensure that these elections get to happen according to the law is the government of Kenya. Why do I say that? Because you talk about security, is the government that is in charge. Even financing of IEBC is the government of Kenya. Yet we have seen how the government has gone deep into all club elections. We've seen cabinet secretaries, government agencies campaigning openly, and one asks the question where we see that the government is one-sided in this process. How then are we sure, how deep rather is government's hand in this election and trying to sway or tip the results?
The cabinet secretaries who allowed themselves to be used that way, and the principal secretaries who allowed themselves to be used that way, shame on you. Because we have 53 million Kenyans expecting services from a cabinet secretary. And that cabinet secretary has moved office. They were actually domiciled somewhere in Nyahururu and Nakuru, serving only 74,000 people and only worried about winning a seat that is one constituency and forgetting their 289 others. And that's why I tell government sympathizers from across the country, I ask them, wewe, kwenyu ni wapi? Maybe Kisii, maybe Migori, maybe Kakamega, maybe even Murang'a. Na wewe ni mtu wa tutam, ndio. And you are happy that there's a minister who is supposed to have been serving your people, and that minister is somewhere in Olkalau trying to deliver a seat to a party that is making the life of Kenyans terrible. And you continue just, shouting tutam here like someone. We need prayers. In fact, some of these people just need to be prayed for. When you see someone who is shouting tutam at the top of their voice, sometimes you need to understand them. And I think Mathare has not been accommodative enough to some of these people. We need to start finding a way to give them counseling, to get a counseling psychologist, to sit with them, to understand how such a human being would do. I have told you before, there's something called the Stockholm syndrome. The Stockholm syndrome happened when some bank robbers moved into a bank. They made everybody lie down, and they held them captive for 6 days. And, they would beat them up. They would do all sorts of things. And then towards the third day, these people started getting attracted or addicted to the people who were mistreating them, the captors. And because this guy is giving you permission to go to the washroom, you think he's a really nice guy. He's giving you drinking water from a dispenser, you think. So by the 6th day, when these people were released, guess what they did? Some refused to give testimony against these people in court. Others actually wanted to pay bail for their abductors in court. We are going through a Stockholm syndrome where some Kenyans are extremely protective of a regime that has done bad things to them. So don't come and think that all these Kenyans are normal. Some of them have been so mistreated by the abductors, they think the abductors are doing them a favor, and now they are defending them. They would even pay cash bill for the person who came and took away their freedom. So let us pray for them and let us help them. Let us even get them psychiatric help if we need to. Anybody shouting tutam that carelessly might be going through a Stockholm syndrome moment.
Well, if